Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Gasper. I'm the Superintendent of Schools. Welcome to the PEP Talks, where we talk about all the wonderful things that are happening in the Consolidated School District of New Britain. Today, I'm here with Freddy Irizarry from Pulaski Middle School. Freddie, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to talk to you today.
Likewise.
So, tell us more about your work at Pulaski School.
Well, I'm the Dean of Students at Pulaski Middle School. Basically, my role, yes, as a dean, I do have to deal with discipline and stuff like that. But my thing that I love the most is just to be able to have the relationship with the kids. I run several of the after-school programs like flag football and basketball, and also I run the Game Changers program that we started, a leadership program at Pulaski Middle School.
I heard a lot about that program when I had lunch with some kids recently.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, we try to build the program in Game Changers. We try to build a program for leaderships for our students, and just be able to show the other students and also the community the importance of not only leading in the school, but also in the community.
And how long have you been at Pulaski?
25 years.
Wow.
Yes.
In the same role?
In the same role.
Excellent. So what's changed in 25 years at Pulaski?
Oh, a lot.
One or two things.
A lot. But I think one of the things that changes the most is, at least we're having a lot of more activities for the kids to be able to do. There is a lot of programs for the kids to be able to engage in after school, which is good because a lot of the kids are seeking those opportunities to be able to stay after school and enjoy and have relationship with teachers outside the classroom and see them at a different light.
Wonderful. That's great. So you were recently recognized with one of my coins. You were nominated by Queda Solers, one of our district-wide administrators, for really what you do for the kids and the families at Pulaski, and really just your overall attitude about being somebody who people see as helpful, people who see as genuine. So, what motivates you to do that work? Why is it important to you?
Oh, it's extremely important because, we have to be able to help our young people be able to be successful. Every time I look at a student in my office, it reminds me of me. I grew up in New Britain, so I went through Gaffney, I went to Slade and New Britain High and graduated from New Britain High. So it was tough for me growing up, especially where I grew up in Pinnacle Heights, and I see a lot of the kids with similar things that they're going through. And so for me to be able to motivate and encourage them and help them realize that their situation right now doesn't have to be their reality. So it's extremely important for them to understand that there is a future and that they could accomplish anything that they want to do.
So you've been at it for a while, 25 years, but what was your motivation to originally do the work of being a dean? What made you want that job?
Well, when I went to school, I didn't really know. I went to Central. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, in New Britain in the 90s, a lot of things were going on. Gang violence was a big thing. I had one of my good friends murdered. And after that, several other friends ended up being murdered. So for me, it was going to school. It was like, well, I need to help the young people here in New Britain. So I went and got my degree in social work. And when the opportunity came to be able to go back home and be able to work in New Britain, I took it. And that's my motivation, to make sure that I can be able to help all the kids.
Great. Wonderful story of your connection here. So what's the best thing? What's the best thing about being at Pulaski? What's the best thing for you about being here in New Britain?
It's the kids. I mean, I enjoy the kids. Yes, sometimes they're tough. But just being able to... But
they're supposed to be their kids.
Yes. Just building the relationship with them, being able to see them come back to you and tell you how much they appreciate what you've done for them and help them to succeed where they are right now. I think that's the biggest joy. I think sometimes we don't see what we sow quickly, and then we sometimes get a little discouraged, but it's in the long run. You always got to be able to plant that seed, continue to water it, and let it nourish.
I love that metaphor. It's so true that we contribute to a kid's lives, and sometimes we don't know until many years later. They'll come back, they'll be 8 or 10 years later, they'll come back and they'll talk to you about how much they remember how you worked with them. Who's been an inspiration to you? Who's been an influence to you in how you kind of conduct yourself and how you do your daily work at Pulaski?
Well, definitely my parents. My parents always show me that I need to be able to serve and be able to do good to everybody. The other two people that probably has played the biggest role Jason Gibson, which was my mentor when I first started my social work degree that I worked at the Boys and Girls Club. He has influenced me a lot. We've done a lot of programs with the young people, especially in the 90s when we created the VIP program at the Boys Club, where we were helping young men stay off the streets, coming to the Boys Club on Saturday nights and keep them safe instead of going to their neighborhoods and getting themselves in trouble. And the other person is James Jones. We both worked together. We came in, we went to school together, and we both became deans. We were the first deans to be hired in New Britain. And we've always worked together, and just being able to be passionate and be able to help our young people see the light. A lot of times growing up in certain situations, you don't see that there's a different world. And just being able to encourage the kids to be able to dream and see and go achieve what they need to achieve.
It's cool that all three of you, yourself and the two gentlemen you mentioned, are now really prominent members of the community.
Yes.
That's a really nice part of the story. Great. So we often talk about how we try to serve the kids and things we try to impart or teach to the kids. What's something that you've learned from the kids?
Everything, not to give up. To always keep working. Kids always tell you, they come to the office. Sometimes they get in trouble. They're like, "Oh, mister, I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. I just don't give up on me." So I think that's what motivates me the most. That regardless of what the situation is, you got to be able to focus on the root of the problem and be able to see why they do the things that they do, and be able to now teach and help that individual to overcome those things. Because everything could be taught. Everything is a learned behavior. So being able to teach the kids how to code switch. This is a neighborhood thing. This is a school thing. You got to be able to be focused and know when to do things and when not to do things.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Pleasure to talk to you.
Likewise.
Thanks for watching.